All right, so let's take a look at the market. Before some bad mortgage numbers came out a little bit ago, the market had retraced all night up to this week's highs. Now, after these bad mortgage application numbers came out, I guess there's some concern about the real estate market deflating, more, I guess, more than what the average person expects, average investor or analyst expects. I've expected it to fucking bomb, and I'm going to be taking advantage of it. So anyway, it's doing exactly what I expected. So the market, I think, is reacting to that, thinking that that's a bad sign, a bad omen, and we'll probably see value stocks hold up, but growth stocks have money pulled out of them to a certain extent. And right now we are breaking this week's lows, and we are now probably going to venture into testing last week's lows. So that would be on SPY, that would be 290. Right now we're at 293. We were at 296. So we're at 293, and 290 is where I'm thinking we're heading. So it's about twice the distance as it's moved in 1 hour. So it's quite possible. And that is where the 200 moving average is on the Qs. So that's probably where we'll see some bounce and some support. And there's some prior support over there as well. 290 key level on the Qs. And anything can happen though. If we do break that, we're talking about next support 281. So it will be pretty bloody if we did. And just looking at the calendar of economic data that's coming, not sure that this week has the economic data to make that kind of move. Let's see, next week. All right, next week, Tuesday morning, 10 a.m., Fed Chair Powell testimony. And then Wednesday, JOLTS job openings. And then Friday, next week, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate. So next week, much bigger week. And then the week after that, inflation, CPI data comes out. And then Wednesday, PPI data and retail sales. This would be March 15th we're talking about now. Thursday, housing and building permits. So this week has got some data, and the mortgage information, I guess, was a little bit more crushing than the market expected. How much does the market think ahead? Such a mix. It's just a mix of opinions. Whose opinion is right? But it's pretty hard to ignore the fact that the Fed is raising rates, period, and that's going to top out at some point, and then they're going to lower rates. I mean, this is a cyclical event going on. So anyway, that's what it looks like today. That we'll have a bearish day that'll bottom somewhere. Let me just double check the daily, the intraday chart and see if there's anything that makes me think otherwise. Yeah, I think we're going to tap yesterday's, this week's low, and potentially test last week's low. And that could come across the course of the next 3 days, any of that. But today, I think we're going to at least head to last week's lows. That's that 290 level. What it'll do from there further, hard to say. All right, so on the Momo front, well, there goes Hlbz. All right, Hlbz, which was basing and having some nice higher lows around 18, is now almost 20. So what is that? 11% gain. 20 cents from 18 cents. So clearly now you can see that it was a good idea to be getting into that base on HLBZ. We have a similar base, almost identical, forming on ONCS. ONCS and HLBZ, those are the momos of the day. We're watching some other uh, tickers as well. Reta and Lion yesterday. SRPT, very low volume, $144 per share stock. And yesterday, LHDX moved from 42 cents all the way to $1.20. So it's almost 300% gain, 250, something like that. So LHDX is definitely active. Let's take a look at what that looks like on the daily chart. Yeah, there she is. She broke over a prior resistance level. It would have been an okay overnight. Okay to risk that. But yep, from here, yeah, I would have loved to have been in at a lower price for sure. Interesting to see what it does. And that was LHDX. Yesterday's close was 93 cents. You have to think it's going to at least touch that. It's going to touch 93 cents. I can see support at 90 cents, somewhere around there. 85 cents. All right, we've got about 10 minutes until the market opens. It has been sliding ever since those mortgage numbers came out. Anybody sees anything else, let me know. I finally figured out how to blank out a square in TradingView. You just type gibberish, and then it says invalid symbol. That's perfect. Hey, at least I got a workaround. These companies, they don't give you these fixes for years. You got to find workarounds. All right, Hillbilly's picking up some momentum off of that small, tight, high, tight flag after the base breakout. 80. I don't have it on level 2 information, but there seems to be some good movement there on HLBZ. I call it Hillbillies. Lion, it's hard to say. There might be a pop, but it might be after a huge grind down. So it might, for example, pop from 12 to 15. Wouldn't rely on anything, of course. And we've got about 9 minutes here till the open. NC. Do I have Q bio? I don't even know I had that. What is Q bio? Got in yesterday. Ardar, I remember that. AMC short. That's so the deal there on AMC short was that price moved up, then back down through the prior day's close, creating a red day, and then towards the end of the day, it looked like it was going to end like that. And this was after an extended run. And every time we got that red day after an extended run, we got some pullback on AMC. So that was the reason why we entered short yesterday on AMC. I don't know how far down it'll go. Like, for example, the second one, which went higher, came back even lower. So the first one only did a 50% retrace. Your guess is as good as mine as where this will end up settling, but you can see there's a little bit of a flaggish knot here. We could be looking at maybe $6 ultimate target on that short. Quick little short scalp, don't mess it up kind of thing. Be waiting for some rare catastrophic event, or you'll be spending all your money going broke waiting for some rare catastrophic event. Take your profits and dream another day. You should not day trade using options. And I say that from 25 years of experience. So, your decision whether or not you think I'm an idiot and you're going to go do your own thing, or whether or not I just told you something incredibly wise and you're going to fucking listen up. So, your decision. Do not trade options, day trade options. About 90 reasons why not to. Yeah, that's right. AMC, it looks like it's a very easy trade. Just a flip, just a day flip. Right, Hillbilly's pulling back, breaking down that flag a little bit. Hlbz, rather. Hlbz. Oh, well, yeah. So you day trade using options for the last 6 years. Well, Ben, you know more than me, I guess. Maybe you should, be the guy speaking in here. I don't know what you mean by telling me that. But, everybody has their specialty, to be fair. Everybody has their specialty. And if you've got day trading options working for you, then you're doing good. But I can't, like, on a show like this, recommend that as a general good idea. You see what I mean? Yeah, no, I would recommend you get away from that, regardless if you're doing it for 6 years. I recommend you get away from that. And it depends on what you're trading, though. By the way, what are you trading with your options? Like all kinds of stuff, or the market? All right, we got like 3 minutes until the market opens. No, I'm definitely not defensive or offensive. I'm here to help people, and I can't help people who are more into their own thing. and don't want to listen, That's all. You come across to me as somebody who's like, "Hey, do you do the stuff that I do? I do all this stuff. Oh, you don't? Oh, well, I guess never mind then." And then you leave. You're always looking for something to reinforce your world. When instead it might be a good idea, and I could be wrong, by the way, but instead it might be a good idea for you to listen to the other planets in the solar system. Okay, so you mostly trade 0 day data expiration SPX. So right away, I can highly recommend you swap that out to futures. Just forget the options and when you're trading market, and just trade futures. It will be more convenient and more liquid, and not just more convenient, more accurate. You won't have to have any of the problems with the Greeks. And the platform I recommend for that, there's a couple, but the one I recommend is Hlbz because it has so many features. That's funny, Kelly. But yeah. You might be doing well with options, but you'd be doing better without them. That's the interesting thing. There's so much noise in the Greeks, probably diminishing your returns and exacerbating the loss side as well. But however, there is a place for anyone who's mastered options to use options, for sure. It can definitely be done. Hlbz. Have you ever heeded if TradeXN? What? Have you ever heard of TradeXN? No. Oh. All right, market's going to open in a second here. Here we go. Let's keep an eye on everything. Mostly watching Hlbz, although it did fail to sort of move just now. Might be looking to top out. I got something popping here on RDAR. That's a funny name for SRPT hitting 146. RDAR, where can I put that? Right here. It's kind of a one-off something going on there. Oh my, okay. Yeah. That sit and bake a little bit. That is a penny stock if we've ever heard of them. And Qualcomm with some good follow through. Our alert yesterday on Qualcomm. Let me take a look at that really quick. Wow, that we could be doing so well off of that. Look at that. That's all Qualcomm has done, and we're doing great because just that little move up. Qualcomm was we're up by 11% and growing, but that's because yesterday it did a reversal pattern. Very cool. Just a quick fix, quick flip. LHDX says RJ. Yeah, LHDX showing some signs. But it looks like HLBZ has turned into a short, really. HLBZ. Let me take a look at that on the daily. Yeah, that's looking pretty shortish. Gap open, red. I'm going to just quickly cut some calls I had on AI since it's dropping like bricks. I get my max on that. Max gain. Now back to Hlbz. Yeah, I want to see if I can short this fucker. None to borrow. Well, there might be some options. Let's take a look. See, now these are the situations where maybe we go over the options. Nope, there are none. It's sort of like Crocodile Dundee. You know, oh, you trade options? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, then why do you mostly trade stocks? Well, you can trade them, but they taste like shit. That's options for you. No, I love options. Believe me, I have probably 15 options positions right now. Just gotta know. You just gotta know when to use them. And my advice to most people is don't trade options until you're expert level with your trading, because they're just dangerous. They're just very risky. That's all. That's all. Well, I wish I could get into Hlbz, but I cannot. Trika is moving up. TRKA. Yeah, did we? I put an alert out for that yesterday, I think. Did I not? Let me see. Yeah. Alerted that, I think, 2 days ago at 36 cents. Look at that. 36 cents TRKA was entry 2 days ago. 36 cents. Right there. Okay, yeah, it's doing well. In fact, yesterday it hit 46 cents, doing very well. And as it pulled back, it depends on how you're trading. You might have taken profits on that. So now you wouldn't be in until today now. I'm loving a lot of these opportunities we were finding. Got to know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. That's right. You know, poker, I've come to my limits on chess, Carl. I've come to my philosophical limits on chess. And what I've come to realize is that chess, and this is because I've been playing the Stockfish 3200 ELO engine. And what I've come to realize is that the only advantage you have in chess is your opponent's disadvantage. That's all you have. There's no such thing as being a good player. There's only playing a player worse than you. So it's a good example is chess is like higher intelligence tic-tac-toe. It always ends in a draw between two perfect players. So all you have is the mistakes the other player could make. So it's a game, but you can't outplay an opponent. You cannot outplay an opponent. That's what I find philosophically unsatisfying about it. And but interesting thing is that in poker and stock market, you can outplay your opponent just due to psychology. You know, you can break down somebody, and maybe you can do that in chess as well, of course. So, but what I do find a little bit disheartening is that we're basically playing a form of tic-tac-toe. It's a draw. It's a draw, and a perfect play ends in a draw in chess. You cannot win. It's a non-winnable game, if you will. The only way you're winning is because the opponent's losing. So that kind of pissed me off. So but it put it in perspective for me that it is just a game. All right, I got to dump my QuantumScape is dropping. I want out while I still have some profits. Profits yesterday as well, so that's good. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Not getting filled. Nobody wants to buy my there we go. I'm starting to get some fill, I think. Nobody wants to buy my exit on QuantumScape. All right, very good. Now, what do we got going on here? Hlbz dropping, LHDX supporting, ONCS broke down. Everything's fading. Just about everything's fading. SRPT's got some. BLBX long? No, I think we cut that yesterday. I cut that yesterday, I think, Carl. Let me see. Good. Maybe I shouldn't have cut it. Oh, no, it was not a cut yesterday because it didn't go down to the stop. That's right. Let me see. Yeah, BLBX is looking good. If it goes red on the day, you consider selling. You can consider selling. How much do you have? What do you have? You have one option? Do you have options? Do you have shares? How many shares do you have? Can we take partials? Okay. So since it's coming off this high rather strong, I think you should probably be taking tapered profits all the way up, like taking maybe 200 shares out at $1.10, 200 shares out at $1.20, 200 shares out at $1.30. You should be down to maybe 4,000, 3,500 shares by now already. You got to set up some of those laddered exits at least to half your position. You know what I mean? Like down to half your position. Yeah. Chipping up on strength. You don't want to be desperately selling. You don't want to be desperately entering stocks, and you don't want to be desperately selling stocks. Was that you? The stock just dropped to $1.15. I think Carl just dumped everything. But this is the bad sign now. Well, we've come back in over a pivot. It could go back up though, but I think it's trading pretty thinly. Yeah, I'd try to sell into strength if possible. Okay, ONCS with a total reclaim and a new pre-market high. A new high over pre-market highs. That's it on ONCS. That's an entry. That's momentum over on ONCS. And this has a very small float. This stock could just go ridiculous. ONCS for a scalp, and then it could be all over. This is definitely a pump and dump. Watch yourself on ONCS. There it goes, 257. Look at it shooting up. The momentum's coming in on ONCS. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, people just don't know about the Greeks on the options. They don't know how options work. And there's definitely a Dunning-Kruger about it too. What indicators am I using? Not much, man. If I use much, it's the moving averages, but mostly just price. I'm just looking at candlesticks, looking at the patterns, the shapes, the pullbacks, the pushes, the bases, the ranges, the higher lows, the lower highs, the lower highs, the lower lows. I'm watching price action. That's what it's called. And then I do have indicators, but I don't really look at it much. VWAP for day trading, VWAP is really good. Yeah, if you'd like to learn more and get more in touch with me, you can just come into our trading group. Just click the link in my bio, like exit this live, go into my profile. Click the link in my bio, and a bunch of things will come up. I recommend a couple of them. One is click the Learn to Trade button and go over there and sign up for the trading stuff. And then click the trading group so you can come join our trading group and be talking to each other. We can be talking to each other in there. And you can private message me in there, and I'll be far more responsive in there than I am, say, on the TikTok messages. You sound like somebody who wants to learn, soak up all the knowledge, and that's what I do. I try to give you everything I know and help you make really good decisions at the beginning of your trading journey, even in the middle of your trading journey, to get you onto the path of good decision making. Financial education. That's me. Not the all-in Lambo dude. Financial education. So ONC. Did anybody catch that? ONCS, by the way. Who's in ONCS? That'd be pretty nice if you are. Okay, great. RJ got it. And then look at it when I think stocks under $3, we're taking every 5 cents. So you should be chipping out underneath every 5 cent level. I think he probably is. He's a trained Terminator at this point. Okay, great. Yeah, you want to be taking out, it depends on what your feelings are on it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to 10% underneath every 5 cents. As you can see, depending on your sizing, that would have been about right, because now it's stuck at 250. I'm not fully sure I understand what you're saying there. What's your name again? Sufyan El-Irilani. Sufyan El-Irilani. Sufyan El-Irilani. Well, nice to meet you. And can you explain that a little bit more, or join my group and explain it to me in a private message in our group, because then I'll probably read it later. The TikTok messages I don't necessarily always get to until until days later sometimes. So BLBX is kind of holding this level, Carl, 110. It's been chopping back and forth around 110. Boom. Really created a new level to risk off of. 90 cents, maybe $1 would be where you might stop out. What did you get it at? What's your cost average? Do good on the entry? Oh wow, yeah, Qualcomm's doing great. Let's go take a look at that. I just can't emphasize enough those beautiful bottom reversals. Look at that. And what was the one we had the other day? It was another kind of semi-biggish cap. We're out of it already. No, actually, I think it was QuantumScape. Yeah, QuantumScape moved up, just like Qualcomm, off the bottom reversal pivot. Look at that. Very nice. So our entry was 123.50. It's now at 125.50 almost. Not the best entry, $4. All right, well, be more defensive then, Carl. I'm just going to take profits. It's okay. Like I was saying this morning, be a winner, not a dreamer. Choose to take profits, not hopes. Nothing wrong with you getting out now and just having some coffee. You know what? I just talked myself into taking some profits on Lion. All right. In fact, I'm just going to flatten right here. Fuck it. Just because of the way it's been moving, actually. But yeah, I'm fairly pissed off at TD Ameritrade today because for 24 years I've been trading with them, and they've never improved their pre-market trading times from 7 a.m. Meanwhile, over and over, many times per year, we've seen many stocks overnight go up hundreds of percent between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. And that happened again with Lion, so I missed out on thousands. And so it's costing me. It's costing everyone. And so I wrote them a little letter there saying, how is it beneficial to your investors for you to limit their ability to exit positions only from 7 a.m. and after, when all the other platforms allow it from 4 a.m. That's why I told them. I know that some of the other platforms don't exactly do that. But yeah, what's the rationale? They don't have a rationale. Usually they're like, oh, thank you for your concern. That's the rationale. And then 24 years go by. Like one time I went up to a filmmaker and that I was going to be writing the music for their movie. And I told him some tip. I said, oh, you know what, by the way, I was at a party with the guy. And I said, oh, by the way, XYZ, beneficial thing I could do for you. He goes, right on. I'll file that in my good to know drawer. I was like, okay. And that's pretty much what they do. They just file that shit in their good to know drawer, never to be looked at again. I use Webull, yeah, and Robinhood. I don't really use Robinhood, but I've got an account with money over there, an account with money at Webull. I've got an account over at TradeStation. I got an account over at Fidelity. I've got an account over at IBKR. I've got multiple accounts there. I've got an account at obviously TD Ameritrade, Thinkorswim, Ninja Trader, Tradeovate. God damn it, you name it, And there's places that have gone out of business. I've had accounts there too. Shader bait. That's hilarious. I've got an account at what is one of those popular ones? Yeah, that's good. So look, see how ONCS is just sort of like stalling out over here? Definitely have your stops ready, or be de-risking, or be sussing this out. It could dump red in an instant. How much patience do you think everyone has? By flagging here, by the way, everybody starts to get in at 250. You see what I mean, though? By flagging, everyone starts, the game with patty cake, we all start giving each other our like, let's say you exit here, right? Somebody else entered then. The more we stay at a level, the more everyone is at that level. Kind of, think of it that way. Even people who were at a different level before. The more we stay at a level, the more they're at that level. And so what happens when that level breaks down? Everybody panics. So that's what usually, after consolidation, if we break down, it's not a good thing. You have to be hoping for quick reclaim. Otherwise, you might de-risk or get out. Okay, man. I'm married. I've got children, but yeah. No excuse. In fact, that's probably an excuse. Anyway, back to the market, says Ben. Hey, you brought it up, you sick motherfucker. Why is Retta going crazy today? So, FYI, yeah, this is an interesting thing about beginning traders. There's a difference between what you hear, which is that something's going crazy, and then looking at it and actually finding out that maybe it went crazy and now it's just crazy. So there's a difference, and that's what's going on with Retta is nothing. Nothing's going on with Retta right now. So it went crazy, and really it didn't. It actually, it was at 32 and it hit 85. Could have been a reverse split. It could have been nothing. It's probably a buyout. That's usually what these things where they get pegged at a number. And it hasn't budged since. It's been at 85 ever since the moment in which its price changed. So that means it hasn't done anything. It did something, but nothing's going on anymore. So you have to be careful about when you hear something thinking that it's still happening. A lot of the news that you hear is past tense. KSS? KSS? Coles? What is KSS? KSS. Isn't that Coles? Sarepta Therapeutics went from 144 at the open to now 152. RJ's reporting wild action on LHDX, but it hasn't broken pre-market high yet, but it's getting damn close. 118 is the break of pre-market high, and it is rapidly approaching, and bam, it just broke that pre-market high of 118 and hit 122, and it has opened the overhead box. I don't know if it's blue sky. I'd have to look at the daily chart, but it's probably pretty damn close to it. We're talking what? LHDX? Oh yeah, that's fairly blue sky. Last time we've been above these levels was in October. So that's great. Oh boy, really quick full pull back to 111. So there's definitely a fight about this level. The momentum is hard to find filling it in. Wild action, yes. There was something else I was going to look at. Coles, I think it was KSS. Isn't that Coles? Coles, yeah. All right, so Coles had earnings this morning. It was a bad numbers, but apparently a good call because they've got a fully reclaimed candle here. That could be a day one ER entry right there because we've broken over this red high here, and we might even see who knows $32 tomorrow. So that's a day one ER type of entry. You can just use the 5-minute candle to decide entrance on a day one ER entrance, and then you just hold through using the pivot path technique. Well, the Discord is free, so there's aspects of it that you can pay for, but the Discord is free, so come on in. I'd say it's mostly free. We'd love to have you around, and then you can find out how much any different things that we have to offer over there are for you. I mean, like it ranges everything, including if you want private lessons from me, which is very fewer people do that. But we have a lot of different things you can pay for. I have a lesson today with Tony. Is Tony here? There he is. He's still here. But everything from why wouldn't we? Why wouldn't we have all kinds of things to bring you? I think that would be a mistake. Some people, want to supercharge their process, and some people don't. And so we offer the full range. The LHDX, what? Lucira? What's your take on LHDX? And do you mean by Lucira? Yeah, Lucira, yeah. What are you asking about it, though? What's my take on it? I'm just watching the price action. It's doing a perfect momentum trade right now. It's a trade. It's a scalp. I mean, you're in, and then if you can get out at, I don't know what, wherever it tops out, great. You should be taking some partial profits all the way up here underneath every 5-cent level. Entry would have been at 118. It's hitting like 119, 120. Wild action, as RJ said. Yeah. Um, don't fall for anything. It's not an investment. Nothing is an investment. Don't fall for any investment. There is no investment. There are only trades. Even Warren Buffett sells everything he's ever gotten into. Eventually. Everything is a trade when you think about it. Even life. Buy when you're born and you sell when you die. On your ER radar. Yeah, RJ, we mentioned, go to the day one ER section and go, oh, it'll be interesting to look at, such and such, because tomorrow that could be an ER play, whatever. If you're keeping on top of it, help us keep on top of it. Post about it in the day one ER, or there's also a channel called ER, I think, earnings. Yeah, see, this person says correct. See, I didn't know that in the beginning. I was so stupid. And everybody is and goes through that, because one of the most interesting things about the market is it's not logical or intuitive. You can't just be good at the market. It takes experience because it does things that are unexpected. And so you can't just take a logical view. It's an irrational engine, if you will. It's an irrational engine. And that's actually kind of like how it works. It's literally like if you took a bear and a bull and put them in a cage and started betting on it. Like, what are you betting on? Well, he poked him in the ribs, and I'm definitely going with the bull. Then the bear rips the fucking eyes out of the bull, and they're like, well, and it's just carnage. It's just an irrational engine of total carnage. And that's why everything has to be a trade, momentary. Everything must be momentary. You need an in and an out, and then go have some coffee, go take a break, have some breakfast, whatever it is. Everything should be a trade. Is it a cocaine bear? Yeah. That was really good, RJ. No, the cocaine is in the cage. The cocaine is in the cage. So the bear. So the bull's getting to some cocaine too. It's a level playing field, my friends. Nobody just gets the cocaine and the other people don't. Fighting over a mountain of cocaine. That's great. What would happen if you took a bear and a bull and threw them in a cage filled with cocaine? Let's make a movie about it. Yeah, that is the stock market. It is completely irrational, total carnage. Everything is a trade. So all profit making needs to be a momentary venture. Profits are momentary ventures in trading in the stock market. Take them when you have them, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting out early, so long as it was a profit. Yeah, there's a movie. It's called Cocaine Bear. That's why we're talking about that. That was really funny. Oh wow, we can respond to each other's messages. That's cool, Carl. Yeah, I know. So LHDX is holding 123 there. It's hitting 125, and the best way to know whether or not you should be staying in, getting out, taking profits, what's the texture? This The second best way to know is to watch the level 2 on your stock, but you also want to be watching the chart, obviously. Yeah, I wish I could short Hlbz, HLBZ, but not at TDA. They had none to borrow. Oh, all right. LHDX now hitting 127. All right, and what did that look? Okay, yes. Wow, Lion is now just about back to 12. After hitting 34 in pre-market that we couldn't exit on if we had accounts at TD Ameritrade. Do not get an account at TD Ameritrade if you want to be able to take advantage of selling and buying and trading before 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Basically, fuck them. They're not going to help us out, then fuck them. They're probably going to close all my accounts now. Good, I'll let you guys know if they do. Fuck them more. They're not going to do anything. That's just my own inflated self-worth talking. I am actually meaningless. I'm a meaningless flea. I don't use Bookmap, but I like Bookmap, and that's a semi-level 3 type of technique. But it's actually not. All you're getting when you get Bookmap is the NASDAQ open book, the whole book, the NASDAQ book. And you get that for free over on level 2 information on TD Ameritrade. You just click, you go over here and you click NASDAQ full book. And you can do the same thing with the BATS Edge full book. You actually get more with TD Ameritrade's level 2 as far as data goes on the level 2, level 3 area than you do with Bookmap. The real ideal way to use level 3 is to have all the books of all the market makers. So you can see the whole fresh view and volume profile of orders. But it's semi-useful. It certainly would be good for market trading. LHDX now hitting 135. Yeah, RJ, I agree with you. Yeah, because I had them there. Oh, I had my orders all the way up. I had my orders all the way up to 29. Didn't expect it to go past 30. 34. Wow, just goes to show. And then nothing. We have nothing to speak of it. By the time we got to it, it was back to $20. So we lost out on thousands, depending on your position size. Somebody bought. I was reading in Webull. Somebody bought accidentally, instead of buying $5,000 worth. Like him and his friend were both buying $5,000 worth, but the other friend bought 5,000 shares. So, and he sold way up there at 34. Yeah, that was a nice mistake. So that person made something like, let's see, it went from 17 to 34. Well, that's basically 17 times 5,000. That person made $85,000 and is now probably gonna quit their job, become a full-time trader, and lose it all in a month. Then they're gonna go back to it. They're gonna live with their parents for 3 more months, demoralized, and then they're gonna work at McDonald's. It's an interesting life. Backpack Europe, yeah. As well as I was saying yesterday, something about that. It's okay to be an idiot once, so long as you give yourself the get out of idiocy jail card once, and then you're never an idiot again. Then it's okay to be an idiot once, and then you make a whole bunch of money, and you think you made a great decision, but you have to then realize you were a total fucking idiot, and then use that idiot card, and then take that money, put it somewhere else, and then start from zero again. Yeah, the get out of idiocy card. You do get one. Everybody has one. You can use it anytime. but you have to cash in the I'm a total fucking idiot card. You have to realize you're an idiot in order to cash in the idiocy card. Ooh, some nice fail out on AI. We're short that, of course. This has been a very nice breakdown under a couple of days level. We're coming up on 21, and we even hit 2090. The absolute bleeding breakdown will be at 2050. I was thinking it might come today. I forget why. This morning I was thinking that it might come today. I guess it's because the dollar's falling and the day is bearish, and we could get a breakdown on the markets. Oh, I know what it was. It's because the earnings are coming Thursday, tomorrow. And I think most people know that the earnings are not going to support the huge gain that just recently occurred on it. In fact, the expectation of the earnings is quite bad. Oops, I lost your chat. Oh, what happened, you guys? There we go. All right. What about Bookmap? Okay. All right, y'all. That's good enough for now. I'm going to manage my trades by myself, if you don't fucking mind. And I'll see you back in the group. And let's go into the group. Everybody who's watching on different platforms, whatever, streaming platforms, make sure you click the link. Come over to our main group. The main group is the Discord. That's where I'm talking through right now. This is a Zoom primarily from the Discord, but it's also being streamed out to different platforms. So, but if you really want to be all together with each other in our community, in our trading community, and learning everything you possibly can, interacting as much as possible, click the link in the bio, description, link somewhere, and come into the group. Let me see if any of you have done that. Yeah, we had Red Zoc. Red Zoc came in. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you tomorrow and later and in the group. Bye-bye now. Carl's like, it's free, people. It's free. For the love of Jesus, he just wants to take care of your grandma. Let the boy take care of your grandma. He just wants to water her plants.